Thank you for tuning in to Naijha Speaks. We are live. I'm Naijha Wright Brown, your host, and I'm here to help you. So let me help you find your vegan soul through food, people, events, and culture. Who's ready for the most veganist summer that you have ever seen in Maryland? Is going down in August. Welcome, Samantha Claassen of Golden West Cafe. How you doing today?
Doing great. Thank you for having me. It's exciting.
Oh, it's this time of the year, and it wasn't that long ago. We were doing the spring, so I'm going to talk about the spring vegan restaurant month. But congratulations, you won Baltimore Sun's best vegan food, and you are an Omni restaurant. Now, I
Yes.
have to give the honorable mentions their props. Of course, the Land of Kush was in there. One World Cafe was in there, and there was a tie between Harmony Bakery and
There was Great Sage
Great
and
Sage.
yes.
Yes, so I think it was Harmony Bakery and One World had a tie,
Right.
and honorable mention to Great Sage and Land of Kush, and all of those that we just described, with the exception of One World. One World is an Omni restaurant, just like Golden West. But Land of Kush and Harmony Bakery and Great Sage are all 100% vegan restaurants. So, how do you feel hearing this, Sam? What does it feel like?
Uh Honestly, I think it speaks to our truth about Vegan Restaurant Week, right? Like why we started this and sort of where it's going. I think that those types of things, where you're talking about like the public voting for you, it's just that there's a lot of Omni people out there, right? And the Omni people are going to restaurants like ours, and they're trying new things. And so I think that if that is a larger part of the voting population, right, it's gonna sort of tilt in that direction. Like those people that might not be fully vegan may have been exposed to vegan food at a restaurant like ours, and then that's like their exposure. And I think that vegan month that we are in or about to embark on for August makes things like that more possible, right? Where like restaurants that are not dedicated to solely vegan food are stepping out, they're branching out, they're trying new things, they're doing new things, and it opens it up to a broader audience. And I think one of the questions too is that like they're looking for like best restaurants, but also I think that I want to see the poll about like who's trying new foods, like what is the most unexpected thing that you've had while you were out dining, like I would be interested to see the numbers on people, everyday people, that are getting more into plant-based foods and that are plant curious. And I kind of think that is what Vegan Week is really designed to do, is to create more of those people that are excited about plant-based foods.
I have to tell you, because we run stats on that, or we do our surveys at the end of the vegan restaurant month. And, the evolution of it becoming a month was because of the demand. I mean, the
Yeah.
serious demand of people wanting more time to try out all of these restaurants, be it new vegan restaurants opening, new Omni restaurants adding plant-based options to their menu, or people providing discounts for those that may just want to try it and not spend on a 3 full course meal as traditional restaurants weeks have done.
Yeah.
So this is why we're running this from, let me put up the flyer, because the flyer is really, really, really jazzy, really cool. Bam. So, bam, we're saying Maryland Vegan Restaurant Month is back August 4th to the 27th. So, what does that mean? You're going to have damn near a whole month to try all these different foods from. There was a restaurant that just signed up that I never even heard of in Baltimore. We're not even going to get into that yet. We'll get to the IG, but I'm like, this is like high end vegan. Like, it's just so many levels. There's levels to this stuff. So many levels. You have your raw foodists, you have the soul vegan soul foodists that's coming like you at Golden West have evolved your menu so much that it's no surprise that you're winning in that area. Like every time I turn around, there's a new this, a new that, different that. You stay on top of the game with the new offerings. Like, you know, people are trying to catch up. Talk to us about that.
It's actually exciting. I think that because of the work that we've been doing together to sort of like push plant-based foods and make them things that are like approachable to the general audience. You know, I think that there's a lot of people that have a lot of misconceptions about what plant-based food is, about what vegan means, you know, and it's just like I think a huge motivator was in doing this is to destigmatize what vegan eating is and what plant-based foods are and can be. And our goal is to prove that they can be anything, right? It's like anything you can do, we can do vegan. And you don't have to sacrifice flavor. You don't have to sacrifice, you know, texture, diversity. Like you can have anything plant-based. And that's kind of like our goal. And because we've been doing this, you know, people honestly reach out to us. Like we were the first people in Baltimore to have the Impossible Burger, first people in Baltimore to do just egg, you know, because that really speaks to our demographic. Like that, those are the foods that we serve. I had a woman contact me yesterday, or last week. She brought out some foods a few days ago it's a local company. And I can't disclose much more because we're still in the works, but they have a local product that is a vegan steak. And
wow.
Yeah, no, and it's like incredible.
Wow.
It tastes delicious. We're definitely going to be putting it on the menu for Vegan Week. And it's delicious and it looks good and it tastes good. And like these are things that are, and it's like there's some soy protein in there and, you know, wheat gluten. But it's not, you know, these aren't like genetically modified. It's nothing scary, but delicious. And I think that, you know, there's a lot of innovation happening. And I think that people are excited about not only what we're doing, but like on a whole, what the nation is doing, you know, which is like moving towards these more plant-based meals and more plant-based diets. So
I love to see it. I love to see it, and I'm sure there are tons of people that love to see it. I just spent a couple of nights over at Ulysses Hotel, and Ulysses is on 2 East Reed Street. They didn't have much on the menu of vegan options, but when they heard me and Greg were coming to stay, and it was Greg's birthday on the 11th, let me tell you something. They rolled out the red carpet. And they created this 3-course meal and dessert. Let me tell you something. I said, you guys got to sign up just for this. Like, we went in there like, yeah, okay, they're going to try to put these vegetables together. Like, you know, my daughter was even like we ordered pizza before we went to eat because we just didn't want we from home. Like, you know what I'm saying? We had this whole thing because it happens time and time again. Like, they're going to whip something up the chef and it's like, oh, okay, this boy. Let me tell you something. That's what I'm talking about. Like, you know, this one, they had the blossoms over this like tasty red sauce. You know what? I have to shout Hotel Ulysses. They really did their damn thing. Like, you know, they 10 out of 10, 100%. You know, I said they have a server in there that's vegetarian that's trying to get the hotel to offer some more plant-based options. They have the food director, the director of food and beverage in there, Percy. Shout out to Percy. Shout out to Jordan. This is what we're talking about. It's not that complicated. You know, I'm seeing fights in Europe about people throwing vegans out of the restaurants and, you know, this whole big complex thing. I get it. If restaurants don't want to do it, it's not everything ain't for everybody. It's not very, we get it. But there just has to be some bridging of the gap. That's all. You know, we're moving in this direction. People have dietary restrictions. They're trying to eat a little healthier. Sodium may be too high, cholesterol's too high, sweet, you know, sugar, whatever the situation is. No more gluten, no more soy, whatever it is. If you're in it to win it, Go to mdveganeats.com and sign up for the Maryland Vegan Restaurant Month because you won't be disappointed. We're going to promote the heck out of your restaurant. That's what we do here. It's going to be a celebration. Talk to us about some challenges that you do have at the restaurant, because we hear that all the time with restaurant goers. Want this, want that, and some restaurants think it's just a little much with the vegans in these restaurants asking a million questions. How does a restaurateur, an omni restaurant, work through that? What are some best tips you can share?
I think that the communication is key, right? It's like central to being able to offer different foods to a new customer base. So like if I were just starting out, it would be very important that like any of the foods that I put on a menu, it needs to be clearly labeled and defined. If there are, and also communicating sort of ingredients or anything that's like special or notable to your staff. The lines of communication have to be kept really clear where their customers are able to identify what is vegan and that it's wholly vegan. There's no honey in it, right? Like, so knowing what vegan means so that your guests can easily find those things on the menu. Having a dedicated menu that is solely vegan also makes it a lot easier. And then making sure that your staff knows that if people are asking for plant-based foods or vegan foods, that we ensure that they get exactly what they want and that they're not ordering something that maybe they assume is vegan, but might not be, right? So that's some of the things that have to be dealt with in an omni restaurant, and something that is really just about communication and talking to guests to ensure that we get them exactly what they need. But outside of that, like it's wonderful having, diverse groups. Everyone can come in, everyone can dine. I see a lot of chit chat on forums that are like, where can I bring my parents from out of town so that I can eat well and they can eat well? And that's like, oh, great. Yeah, we can do that. We can provide a space for you guys to like come and eat and dine and enjoy food together, because everybody can get what they want without like hassle. And also like, my kids have dietary restrictions, and going out to places, I mean, being vegan or having like a lot of allergies were like so similar for us, because it was like, oh, I need to kind of make sure this food is safe for us to consume. And like that was about like back in the day, like, because they're old now, but when they were little, 15, 16, 17 years ago, it was really hard. There weren't options. And now it's an explosion of things that are acceptable and accessible for everyone to consume safely.
Right.
And so it's only growing. We're seeing that. I'm very excited about some of the restaurants that have already signed up for Vegan Week.
Name some.
To speak to the place earlier that you were talking about, Amora, like that place is brand new, beautiful, like really stunning, and they are going to be offering this whole vegan menu. I think that stuff is really special, and that the people in Maryland are very lucky because we have a ton of plant-based places that are honestly solely plant-based, and omni places that are also branching out and stretching out and offering these different menus. And so we just get to highlight them, right? Like that's August is, our spring campaign, our March campaign, and our August campaign are all about that. Just highlighting the places that are taking the chances and putting stuff out there for all of the plant-based diners to enjoy.
And we have to shout out Better Food Foundation, our presenting sponsor. Default Veg, actually, which is an initiative under the Better Food Foundation, and I'll get you to Default Veg in a minute, because they're going to be doing a webinar next Thursday on Naijha Speaks at 11, so they can talk to participating restaurants or restaurants that are interested in finding out how they get involved with stuff like this. How do you default to veg? Best practices. Let me just give you a look at our website so you see what's going on, because restaurants, there are already resources on our site. So again, I always like to say, what's Maryland? I always like to answer, what's Maryland Vegan Restaurant Month? Why are we doing this? We're branding it as Maryland Vegan Eats because this is Maryland and these are the vegan eats, whether it's a vegan restaurant, omni restaurant, a cafe, deli, whatever. We want to welcome returning restaurants and invite new restaurants as well to participate in this compassionate campaign by encouraging them to offer healthy, plant-based and or vegan items as part of their menu selections. We're not telling you to get complicated. If it's one thing, it's one thing. If it's two, something that you want to try. If you want to try out something, if you want your chefs to, put something out there, see how it does, August is going to be the month to do it. Maryland is an exciting and vibrant state full of unique counties, towns, neighborhoods, boosting incredible diversity. Show us your diverse cuisine. Just do it plant-based. Nothing brings people and community together quite like good food. As Sam just said, there are people in your family that may be vegan or veg curious. Let's have fun with this. Let's celebrate. So the mission here is bridging the gap. We're not trying to build walls. No more walls. No more walls. Bridge the gap by increasing the awareness, benefits, and accessibility of a plant-based diet through we're having fun here. This includes drinks, some vegan drinks, cocktails, juices, or whatever. Fun, innovative, and community-based experience. Let's do it. And our partner hotel is Lord Baltimore. So you can book your stay there and get a discount. And we're having the launch party. Hey. That launch party was so cool in spring. We're doing it again August 3rd at Lord Baltimore Hotel. You're not going to want to miss it. More details to come on that, but we're going back to Lord Baltimore Hotel and we're bringing it. And then there will be some special events happening. We're in the process of updating all that information. We'll have some vegan restaurant meetups or a meetup, not meetups, but a meetup at a location to kind of get some of the community together, answer some questions, do some fellowship, things like that. And of course, cooking demos and what have you. But here is some resources. So resources are available. Default Veg is our presenting sponsor under Better Food Foundation. They make plant-based food the default, while giving diners the choice to opt in to meat or dairy. It is a great strategy. It allows institutions to meet carbon reduction goals, save on food costs, and improve health and inclusivity, all while preserving freedom of choice. Shout out to Default Veg. Thank you for your support. Now, if you want to get into all the animal rights stuff, hardcore, if you're just curious about what type of news is out there, download Unchained TV's app, and you'll find out all about what's going on in the vegan activist world, from celebrities, reports on animal rights news, issues, organizations, campaigns, protests, vigils, conferences, galas, veg fest, and restaurants, bringing the world crucial information definitely ignored, because nobody cares about the animals more than they do, and PETA, of course, by advertiser-based mainstream media. So you're just going to get crucial information about what's going on in the animal rights world. And then if you just want to do Meatless Mondays, shout out to Meatless Monday. They're coming up on, I think, their 20th anniversary. I know it's a big anniversary celebration. You can go and look at their Meatless Monday restaurant implementation guide, and you can get help by just doing it 1 day a week. 1 day a week, y'all. It makes a difference. So shout out to the Meatless Monday organization. So I will stop sharing that and get back to Sam.
I think those resources are really important because I think it fits like anyone's lifestyle. It's like from Meatless Monday, where it's like, just do what you can 1 day a week, to all the way to like, Default Veg, where we say not everything is vegan. Now, there are some things like in our restaurant where we've defaulted vegan in a lot of ways. Like we use plant-based butter because why not? Because it's like that way we never have to worry about cross-contamination. Same thing for our salad dressings and a lot of our sauces, like almost all of it is vegan. That way, like whatever goes out is safe. And you can mix and match, and you can you can build your own. I think a lot of people that are plant-based, you get really used to doing menu gymnastics. You go out places and you're like, I don't want the salad, and I don't want this French fries, because that's what every place offers you.
Right.
A lot of it is like salad, no dressing, and just French fries, but it is in a cross-contaminated fryer or whatever. that stuff is frustrating. And we get used to kind of building our own things, like, oh, well, what if this and that and the other? You can still do that, like if you choose that. Certainly in our environment, like, you can pick and choose, but there's lots of vegan options. And I think that what we're starting to see in all levels of dining, whether it's fast casual takeout concepts to sit down restaurants, family sort of oriented, and even fine dining, that we're finding that there's plant-based things at every single level. So it's like, no matter how many times a week you want to eat plant-based, or what style of plant-based dining you want to do. Underground Pizza is a great example. They're participating and have been participants in Vegan Restaurant Month. And their stuff is fantastic. Like, their pizza is so good. So, even something as simple as like pizza, right? Like, these things are accessible to us, and they're doing all kinds of exciting things. They're building better food all the time. These menus only get better and better every single time we do this. We've seen it all the years that we've been doing it. So I'm super excited. I think that this only gets better. And it gets better because of the people participating in it. Like, all of those people that are going out, all of those guests that are coming out and engaging with restaurants and buying food and drinks, and like really leaving reviews about how good things are, talking to managers, talking to staff. It's so important. It's so important that the people that go out that want these plant-based foods let those restaurants know how much they appreciate it. Simply because if restaurants don't know what you're coming in for, it's going to be harder for you to get what you need on those menus. So, squeaky wheel gets the grease. when you go out,
I love it.
Say thank you. I would say too that there are a lot of places and spaces that, in talking to restaurants, trying to get people to sign on, some of them have participated once and they say, oh, we don't really know if we had a lot of people come in. We didn't get a lot of interest in this menu. And I think that is like, well, you just never know, because
Right.
they might have other vegan options. People might be coming in and you may not be hearing, feedback from that necessarily.
Right.
But I would say, to anyone that's watching, anyone that is, a guest that's going out, that's getting excited about them offering plant-based foods, that your feedback is crucial.
Exactly.
To seeing more of what you want in the marketplace. Not only with your dollars are you voting, but sometimes reaching out or leaving those reviews and just letting them know, like, hey, we appreciate this, goes a long way.
Yeah, exactly. And I see you there, Tom, coming in. Thanks for tuning in. Tom saying restaurants need to realize that vegans are a growing market and need to accommodate them. And vegans have always been here, even though it's a small percentage. You're talking about 3% in the U.S. population. And if you lump vegetarians in there, it's still under 10%. So we out here in these streets. So, and now it's just growing, and it's become, you're hearing it on television, you're hearing it on radio, whether they're talking good or bad about it, you're hearing it in film. We are out here. And Tom, yes, restaurants need to list vegan options on their menu. And again, everything may not be for everybody. We don't want any fights like what I've seen going on in overseas with the abuse. That's a little too intense for me. We're not trying to cause any drama. We just want some options. And if you're down for it, you got to go to mdveganeats.com and sign up. We want you to sign up. And when you sign up, here's the deal. We're going to expose and promote you. However, as a business, and as a business, you have to promote yourself too. Don't come and think that we're going to be bringing people personally to you. Have to be equally engaged in this and enthusiastic about your involvement, just as we are. And that's how people are going to get attention. Pay attention to what's going on. Here's who you are. Here's what you have. Talk about it, promote it, and then people will vote on it. Yes, we do the voting also. Right. Okay. Right. And we had a top dessert, dish, and beverage companies in spring. And they're featured at MD Vegan Eats. So you need to follow us on Instagram and Facebook at MD Vegan Eats. So you can find out more about that. You got to sign up. Sign up. The deadline, I would think it's July 31st, that Friday, because the following week, August 4th, is when we hit the ground running, and everybody will be out there eating and trying different places. I know at Golden West, my daughter loves the Beyond Nachos. Loves the Beyond Nachos. I mean, she's upset. She's upset you took some tacos off. There was some tacos she had on there. You never brought them back. So now she's on the Beyond Nacho.
During the shutdown, it was those curry tacos.
Yeah, it was and that was her favorite. And then they went away. I know it was a taco. Now she's on the Beyond Nachos. So those are her favorite, and they are amazing. I've gotten into the kale. There's a kale salad you had there. Yep. With little figs, fried chicken, and then there was a grits meal you had there with the shrimp. There's some shrimp you have there, the Bangkok curry shrimp, Bangkok shrimp.
Yeah, that's good. Shrimp. Yep.
Yes, and then there was like a special you had one time for happy hour that had the grits and the biscuit and stuff like that. Was really, 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 really good.
Yeah.
You're doing it up over there, like very changing, but that's the 23 in us, Sam, for those that understand numerology, me and Sam are 23, you got to shake it up a little bit,
That's right. But yeah, I'm really excited about the launch party coming up. You and I have done this many times and have done all kinds of like other promotions and expos and like trying to figure out what the best way to bring the people to the food and the restaurant, combining those things of like the general public with a lot of the restaurants that are participating, some very small and not necessarily well known, and others that, have a huge following. Hugh Apothecary Foods, they are coming out. I am so thrilled.
They did the darn thing at the Vegan Soul Fest last year. Like they were attracted. Like their stuff is amazing. They got some amazing teas and foods too. I love them out there in Owings Mills, Maryland.
Their food is outstanding. So I'm so happy that they're coming. I'm so happy they're coming to the launch party. We were so overwhelmed with the response. Like well, I couldn't believe how many people came out, and it was so beautiful, and everyone was happy. And like plant-based people do it the best. like we not only were, yes, and like when that party ended, right? Like we closed it up around 10 o'clock. Like the party just kept going on. Like the DJ stayed, and everyone was dancing and singing, and like
the hotel wanted them to stay. They needed another. They said, "Can they?" You know what? While you're talking about, let me just show everybody what we're talking about, because you got to feel this experience. I'm going to bring it up right now.
It was truly amazing. We had this big party. Yes. Now this is like after hours.
That's the after hour joint right there, right? No. Let's get to how everything started. See, that was the teaser. Yes. This is what happened.
I came on about 5 o'clock earlier, whatever time it was, and I told y'all to get down here, right? And now look what happened. Now everybody's out here partying. Look at Tashi. Go, Tashi. Go, Baltimore. That's my husband right there. He got me some sparkly.
Good man.
Just cutting it up, right?
All right. I'm capturing the essence of what's going on here at the Maryland Vegan Restaurant Month launch party. DJ TNT is spinning. Look at that. You're missing it. People are eating. They're having a good time. They're all in the house. We're at the Lord Baltimore Hotel. Folks getting drinks at the LB Tavern. I'm getting ready to drink this wine. Lines galore to try vegan food. Maryland Vegan Restaurant Month. Are you here? Where you at? Folks brought the children out. The children need to eat too.
That's
the
true.
Children need to eat vegan food too. You know what I'm saying? The bar is jumping. Lord Baltimore Hotel. Make sure y'all support Staycation. Get up in here. We even got the people repping Slutty Vegan. All vegan. Golden West.
Golden West.
Golden West. Be careful over there.
We're looking at
I'll
shrimp.
get you. Golden West.
I gotta stop, man. I gotta stop it. Okay, look, y'all. I was in party mode just watching that video. Anyway, like it just brought me back. Like we just had such a good time. So we're doing it again at the Lloyd Baltimore Hotel, and they have hotel stays there. So you're not gonna want to miss it. Okay, all this news about Baltimore, this, Baltimore, that. There are things going on in every major city that may not be safe. But one thing for sure that's going on in Baltimore is we're going vegan. So.
Right. That's right.
And celebrate the Maryland Vegan Restaurant Month. Sam, do you have any other call to actions?
Talk to your friends, talk to your neighbors, make plans. Don't go on vacation. Get ready. You know, I think that this is going to be a fantastic vegan restaurant month. The launch party is going to be fantastic. Music, free food, dancing. Beautiful drinks, a beautiful environment. Lord Baltimore Hotel has been such a lovely partner. Come in from out of town, bring your friends, and make a plan. You know, we should have menus up in the next couple weeks, and then you can sort of plan your food journey over the month of August.
I love it. I love it. Now I gotta put in a shameless plug. But before that, I wanted to shout out Default Veg again. We'll be back on here next week at 11 on the MD Vegan Eats. You can watch Default Veg presenting. They're going to give a webinar on what they do, how they do it, and why it's so important. So you're not going to want to miss that. You want to tune in. So you can go to MD Vegan Eats on Facebook or NaijhaSpeaks.com on YouTube if you don't mess with Facebook, but you're going to want to see the presentation. Vegan Soul Fest is a celebration that's taking place next month as well. Here we go here. Yeah, starting August 19th on Saturday, running through Sunday, August 20th, and we're featuring Dwelle, Vegan Soul Fest. We got the soul music going on. There's going to be musicians. There's going to be lecturers on expert nutrition, on plant-based vegan diets. There's going to be chefs there showing you how to cook the stuff. There's going to be all type of things happening. Let me tell you something. You want to get the tickets now because if you're going to wait till August, they're going to go up. So you want to go to vegansoulfest.com, get the discounted tickets now to Vegan Soul Fest. That is going to be the vegan party of the summer, and you do not want to miss it. So I want to shout out Afro Vegan Society, Black Veg Society, where Naijha Speaks is a project under Black Veg Society, Better Food Foundation. Again, they are a presenting sponsor, along with Visit Maryland. Shout out to Visit Maryland, also a presenting sponsor, Land of Kush, A Well-Fed World, collectively, our partners from last year, Plant Pusher, and the city of Baltimore. And our partners, I can't forget them, Visit Baltimore for setting up the hotel partnerships. Again, all that information is on vegansoulfest.com. Go there and check it out. Sam, it's always a pleasure. I can't wait until next month because I'm gonna be eating up. I'm gonna try my best to get everywhere I need to be to try out. I always try to try out a new restaurant where we're in this time. Always new restaurant, new stuff. Stop the same old. It's been a blessing. Please be well, be safe, everybody. Whatever you do, drink water because it's hot out there. And it's going to be even more hotter in August with all of this stuff going on. And go vegan. Vegan restaurant.
Happy vegan restaurant month.